Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's talk about clones.
Let's talk about it. Not the attack of them, though, because that's not a good movie.
I mean, this isn't our Star Wars podcast, which we do not have at all.
No, we don't.
I don't think
And
I've ever seen that movie in full.
well, it's probably for the best.
I've seen parts of it on the way back from, like, a junior high tennis match.
I don't like sand.
Apparently, they don't like sand in that movie.
It's just Anakin. Anyway, it's a bad movie, and thanks, George Lucas. We're not going to talk about Star Wars today.
No. We're going to talk about
But
clones,
we're going to talk
though.
about clones.
Not like the things where, like, oh, I've cloned myself, and here's my buddy who looks just like me. It's
Oh, I need
me.
that.
It's me and me.
Somebody clone me, please. That way one of me can take a nap forever, and the other one can actually go and do productive stuff until it revolts because the other one's napping all the time.
It's like, why is my body like this? Help.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be a theme for today's episode. Specifically with what our game is that we're going to talk about today.
It's a clone.
It's a clone. Here on this clone of a podcast, the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. Which actually isn't that far off. This is episode number 57. I'm Jared. Joined as always by the celebratory birthday person, Al.
Yay! I turned 30.
Well, not today, but
Well, tomorrow,
week.
but this week. We're recording on Tuesday. My birthday is on a Wednesday.
you
This will
can't
go up
spoil
on
the
Saturday.
magic.
Sorry.
The magic of pre-recording.
My birthday would have been Wednesday of this week, you guys. You were listening on Saturday. I turned 30. I successfully made it around this earth 30 times somehow. Yay me.
Good job. We're
You're
all proud of you.
next.
I am. Well, soon. Soon.
Well, you're still next because
That's
it's
true.
me and you, and so by process of elimination.
The numbers don't lie.
It's true they don't.
But yes, here. Hi, hello. We are on this podcast where we talk about conversations about video games, anime, and manga.
Mhm.
We're here to talk to you about a video game that is perhaps very blatantly
It's not even perhaps. It's very blatant.
a Link to the Past clone.
Yep.
We're going to talk to you about a game that was released at the very last week of 2017 for the Switch, but also had apparently been out for like since March on PC.
Yep.
But no one was talking about it, I guess.
Guess
Shrug
not.
shoulders.
Mhm.
We're here to talk to you about Blossom Tales: The Sleeping King. It's a video game.
It is a video game, and I can never remember the name of it. I just call it Blossom, which is like that really bad 80s sitcom.
There was this 80s sitcom called Blossom.
Maybe it was 90s, but yeah.
It's before my time.
1990 and 1995. Sorry.
Yeah, I probably wasn't that hip to be watching cool early 90s sitcoms at that point, so...
But I just call it Blossom because I can't remember the full title of it. I also keep wanting to call it Blossom Fables as opposed to Tales.
Where are you getting Fables from?
I don't know, but I can never remember the title except for Sleeping King's pretty easy because it's part of the story.
3/4 of the game, that king is sleeping his butt off.
I'm so jealous.
You need to let your brother turn bad and let him get like a sleeping spell, so he just knocks you out for a good while.
I mean,
Let you sleep.
ideal except for the whole like evil brother thing.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but this game is literally just Link to the Past.
It very much is. Like, I mean, you start the game by waking up in your house and
In
going to the
exact
castle.
Oh, it's the exact same design of house too. Like
Right.
the bed's in the same place. There's 3 pots next to the bed. Like it is the same house. You go to the castle. Your first dungeon is in the basement of the
Yep.
castle. Like it is literally just copy paste put in like a different protagonist.
It's it's crazy.
And when I first woke up and got out of my bed and the game, I was hanging out with my brother. I'm like, so You think that the castle's going to be in the same place as it is in Link to the Past? Like, it can't possibly be. That would be such a. Ugh. It's not exactly, but it's
It's
close.
pretty close. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, this isn't necessarily like a 1-to-1 recreation of Link to the Past because like this is a much shorter game.
Correct.
There's only 4 main dungeons. There's no like Dark World equivalent, and like the map
It's
is
basically like if you just went through the light world part of
true.
Link
Yeah,
to the Past and then had a final boss.
and the map's like is much smaller than Link to the Past was. So
Correct.
there's that. Also, I guess like the one like key difference I would say is that like the game is being told through a story.
Yeah.
It's basically like
Grandpa telling the story to Chris and Lily.
it's like the Princess Bride.
Princess Bride, and I also brought up Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. So you get like like you said like there's grandpa like telling the story to like his grandkids while they're sitting by the fire. And like
Mm.
you'll see her there's like narrative like he's basically telling the narrative and like they'll pop up every now and then throughout the story of like oh when you get to like a boss or you get to like a new area they'll be like oh here's this like I'm gonna tell you about this area and what's happening and the kids will be like whoa.
Although one of the most creative things that it does is that every once in a while in the story, the kids will start arguing over like what is attacking you,
Yeah.
and you get to choose which thing is attacking you. And it's like, oh, that's pretty neat,
Yeah.
but it's a story. And then like at one point you go into an area and it's like, and Lily was surprised to find in the circle of trees, and then he's like building up, and then they're like a candy house, and
Yeah.
then it just pops in. You're
It's
like,
like
all
well
right,
okay
well,
it's a candy house.
just random candy house by the swamp area.
I mean also like if you want to know hey they're very much paying homage to Link to the Past. The grandpa was like, "What if I told you the story about the young elf from the land of Hut?" And they're like, "No, we've heard that one way too many times. Let's hear a new one."
Yep.
Also, there's a nice like Shovel Knight reference in that game as well, where I think
I
like you get the shovel. And I think one of the kids is like, "Huh, a knight with a shovel? That's funny. I've heard that before."
did.
And the grandpa's like, "What? I don't get it.
Nice.
What's that mean?"
Nice.
Actually, I found like the writing for like that kind of stuff like it was all right. Like it was
Yeah.
clever in some spots. So like I think if you didn't have that and this was just like the game itself, like
It would have been really
the
boring.
charm of it would be gone obviously because like it would literally just be a Link to the Past clone.
Yeah, but without like the Link to the Past charm.
Yeah,
It would
exactly.
But this gives it a little bit of a twist that makes it fun. So I like the fact that it was a story. It gave it a little bit of extra oomph that it needed for me to keep playing it.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Also, it very much seems to be the thing of like, oh, Nintendo's never gonna let you play as like a girl in Legend of Zelda games. What if we just do it ourselves?
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like,
The funny part though is that she kind of looks like a grandma, like her sprite. She looks like a middle-aged grandma in a moo.
she's very scrunched up.
She is.
Which I mean, like all the characters are like that way, but her in particular is like whoop. Got that nice hair as well, the '80s hair. All like, it's weird. Like all the sprites are like tiny size, like you would expect from like the past and all that sort of stuff. But like the king and then like his brother are like just huge.
Yeah. No, they're massive. I didn't understand that at all.
But essentially, like, hey, if you've played Link to the Past, you will definitely get like the beats of this game because, like, hey, you're going around getting new items. Like, you'll get bombs and a bow and arrow and a boomerang and certain little spells.
And there's even a sword that shoots beams.
I know. Who would have thought that?
Wow.
I mean, I guess I kind of like them kind of keeping that away into like the end game,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of funny. I was expecting though for you to be like, oh, here's your Master Sword equivalent or something like that, but that surprisingly never happened.
Literally even have Pegasus boots in there.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, like you'll get Pegasus boots. I was like, oh my god, that's very Link to the Past of you.
And you don't like change your outfit or anything like that, so
Yeah.
there's some missing things, but that's probably just in terms of like, hey, there's only 4 dungeons compared to like the 30 in Link to the Past. There's not 30, I know, but bear with me.
But also, like, the team of this was tiny, tiny, tiny.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I tried to keep account through, like, when I was watching the credits, and I was like, there's probably some repeats in there, but, like, there was less than 30 names in the entire credits, so.
And a lot of them were, like, localization for other languages,
Yeah.
like French and German and things like that.
It's a very, very small team, so.
Yeah. So I can understand why they wouldn't have outfit changes.
Yeah. But still, like, Which?
I was going to say her official artwork looks nothing like her sprite, but I guess his sprite in Link to the Past had pink hair, so.
And, I mean, yeah. It's not like he looked, like, big and buff and bulky like his official art stuff. I mean, he didn't look big and buff and bulky, but he looked more human-like than his sprite looked. Here comes Buff Link. He's here to save the princess.
In what world has Link ever been buff? Like, he's muscular, but he's, like, lean and lanky in certain instances
I mean, you don't know this, but, like, that original GameCube test demo that they showed before Wind Waker, that was going to be Buff Link.
Ah. Well, they did at one point have, like, Macho Man Gruff Link, but he got cut.
Now I'm just picturing Link crossed with Macho Man Randy Savage, and
oh my God,
that's an interesting thing.
He's trying to sell you Slim Jim.
He just goes up to Zelda like, "Ooh yeah, Macho Man Link's here, dig it!"
Oh my God.
And also, he doesn't carry any weapons. He just carries a bunch of Slim Jims and throws them at people.
Why aren't we making this game?
That's a great question. Because Slim Jims would sue the hell out of us.
I mean, we could call him, like, Slim James or something. I don't know. Skinny James.
Skinny James. God. You thought the Skyrim Macho Man Dragon mods were something. Well, wait till you get the Zelda Macho Man mod. Oh man.
So our protagonist is Lily, but not the Lily from the story.
There's two Lilies.
Not the Lily. Yeah, there's two Lilies. There's Lily, and then
even though they're the same sprite.
They do. That's weird.
Shrug shoulders. But yeah,
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah, totally.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it has a lot of nice nods and / copy paste from Link to the Past, and I appreciate it since it's one of my favorite Zelda games and one of my favorite games of all time. So I was like, yeah. I mean, you sent me the trailer, and you're like, hey, you'd probably like this, and I bought it immediately. Just immediately.
I was watching Giant Bomb's quick look of it, and they were just like, yeah, this is basically Link to the Past. I was like, okay, well, let me find a trailer for this and send this to Al. She'll enjoy that. I mean, as someone who recently played through Link to the Past last year, and I didn't get super into the exploration of that game because I kind of just mainlined through it with your help. It really made me kind of understand why people enjoyed the exploration in that game and the original Legend of Zelda, because there was just so much stuff to you could go find, and little secrets, little caves, little puzzles here and there. That I was like, okay, yeah, I completely understand why, if you didn't just mainline through those games, why you could just lose hours upon hours in those worlds, just looking through every little crevice and under every little bush to try and find some new secret or something.
Yeah, I mean it's legit. That's how I played it when I was a kid, was just looking around for everything, and that's how I play most Zelda games, is just looking for everything. But
right.
This recreated a lot of that, but it did some things really, really poorly, which was upsetting. One of them was that a lot of the puzzles are bad.
They're not, for the most part, they're not difficult. They're
not difficult, but
there's only two I had to look up. One was I was the other one was just where's the solution to this? Help.
Well, that's the thing, is that the one that I texted you about, that there was no indication in the room of where these things corresponded to. I'm okay, I see that the solution's on the wall, but where did they go?
Right.
And so that's kind of annoying, and not something that Link to the Past did.
Or the other one was there was no indication.
There was nothing.
Yeah. Supposedly it's somewhere else, and I'm just what?
That doesn't make any sense. So that was annoying. And the other issue that I had, which I talked about, is that if you get anywhere near an edge, she's like, "Oh, you mean you want to fall off the edge? I'm going to die now." Or if like there's the kind of tile puzzles where you have to make every tile change colors, but then like not double up on anyone. If you press the wrong button just a little bit or get somewhat close to it, it resets the entire damn thing. And I'm like, ah, I don't want to have to redo that.
See, for me, like, I never had the problem where, like, she would easily, like, go over ledges and stuff. Like, I constantly had to be like, all right, let's go. And then she would, like, jump.
No, I mean, like, ledges, like think about the disappearing block puzzle areas.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, if you're trying to make a precise turn on those, she's just like, well, all right, I'm just going to walk off the edge now. I'm like, no, no.
Because there was that one, like, at the very end of the game where, like, it was a disappearing block puzzle, but then it also had, like, the floors where it would show you and throw you in, like, an opposite direction. And, like, if you came at that, like, at an angle, you just would not get on it. It would just be like, bop off, and you're dead.
Yeah, it was really, really not good. And so I feel like that was a misstep on their part, in that, like, some of the gameplay mechanics were a little not good. Because I didn't have that issue ever with Link. Like, if I told him to go in one direction, he would go there and he wouldn't try and fall off edges.
To be fair, I mean, that's comparing, like, Nintendo and their craftsmanship to, like, a handful of people who are making, like, you know, like potentially one of their first games, or like one of their first, like, commercially big games. So
right. But I mean, it was also Nintendo in 1992, 91, 92.
That's Nintendo with, like, what, 10 years of experience making games now.
Sure.
But you're not wrong. Like, there was, like, a little bit, like, finickiness to, like, the movement where, like, I would agree, like, if specifically for those, like, those light up tile puzzles where, like, for me specifically, like, I tried to alleviate that by going from, like, the analog stick to the D-pad for those. And I felt like that gave me a little bit more tighter control that I was, like, looking for. Because, like, the analog, you would just, like, kind of go all over the place. With the D-pad, though, you would be, like, kind of forced into, like, the 4-directional movement.
Yeah.
So it gave me a little bit more precise movement for those specifically, and I think that definitely is, like, probably one of the reasons why I didn't have as much problems with those compared to you.
Oh, it was infuriating at certain points, because it happened multiple times that I would get to, like, the very last section of one of those tile puzzles, and then, like, I would somehow hit one of the other ones and reset the whole thing. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't think I ever ran into that, so
yeah,
I probably should have, like, hey, the D-pad gives you more control, buddy. That's on me.
I mean, it happened at least 4 times, probably more than that, but I can remember at least 4 that I was infuriated.
Did it also, like, did it occur to you when you were doing the sliding block puzzles where you had to, like, line them up into a specific spot, and then, like, the outer edge would be lined up with, like, the out of bounds area?
What do you mean?
Like, where it would, like, you would knock yourself into those and reset everything? Or was it just the light up puzzle?
It was mostly the light up puzzle, and then, like, the disappearing block areas that I had issues with. I didn't really have any issues with any of the other, like, puzzles or controls or whatever.
Gotcha.
She just got squirrely.
She was out of control.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I can agree with you on that, because specifically with that last, like, disappearing block puzzle with those maneuvering floors, it was like there was times where, like, to get through that, I had to use the analog stick, because, like, the D-pad just was not precise enough for me, which is weird after I was saying, hey, it's more precise, but, like, it just wasn't, like, fast enough for me. But there was times where, like, I would try and, like, get onto the platform that was moving in the opposite direction and then move back to, like, try and make myself, like, move around it, and it would just, like, go the complete opposite direction, and I would just fly off, and I was like, what? That is not what I was intending to do there.
Oh. Ugh. Also, worth noting, I just realized that I am wearing a Link to the Past t-shirt today.
What a shocker.
I know, I just think it's funny. I looked down and I was like, wait a minute. So that's appropriate.
Breaking news. Al likes Link to the Past.
true. I do kind of like it. I need more Link to the Past merch.
I'm surprised you don't have all of it.
Eh, I'll have to look into it.
But I will say, like, there was a lot of this game that I did enjoy. Like, I liked a lot of like the dungeon design in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they were all pretty like well mapped out and thought out in terms of like getting you from the beginning to the mid boss to the final boss, all that sort of stuff. The areas around each dungeon were pretty cool. I liked the music for all of them. They were all like different music, and just the music was, it really matched the place of like where you're at. So like if you're in like the spooky tree area, or the snow area, or the final castle, or the swamp, like each music was very thematic for that area and made
it made it what?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, although the Golem's Hollow or whatever it was called, the first few notes of that, note for note, are Zelda's Lullaby. And then
kidding.
No, it goes do 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 do, and then it like does a different note after that, and I was like, oh my god, guys. It was insane.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I did not realize that.
Yep. That's a thing.
That is indeed a thing. Also, there was I like the side quests in the game too.
Oh yeah, they were fun.
Like, basically, there's one for each area where it's like, oh hey, go grab this new item, new collectible item, give me 20 of them, all that sort of stuff. Where it's like, I the weird one is like the post office mission like the most, because it was just fun to like, hey, I got this letter, go send it off to this person. All right, go to this person in this area, go to this person in this area, and it definitely is
fired.
Yeah, it was a good way to get yourself like acquainted with like where things are on the map, where different people could be, where like a bunch of the villages are, and it's a great like just learning tool for it being just a side quest, and it gives a good reward too once you beat it.
It does, and I got like the upgraded bow and the upgraded bombs, and like all the different quests where it's like, hey, I need 20 of this unique item that you get from this area. Like that was, and then I like the side quest with the archaeologist that kept popping up.
Yeah.
That he's like, hey, I need your help with this thing. Can you help me out? And you're like, yeah, sure, archaeologist, let's do this.
I'm gonna go dig up a bunch of bodies. You want to help me from not getting eaten by zombies? Okay.
And gives you a ton of money for it.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
It was weird though, but like, because by the end of the game, I had like well over 2,000 gold, and the game just kept spitting out gold to me. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the end of the game. I don't know exactly why I need this much gold still, because I don't think there's much else I need to buy or that I like want to buy.
Yeah, I mean, I was going back and getting like the energy bar and heart pieces and stuff from shops.
I mean, yeah, like, but I think I'd already like gotten most of those, so.
Oh, okay. Which it is worth mentioning that to use objects, they use the same kind of system as A Link Between Worlds, where you have like a energy bar.
Which I think is smart.
It is smart. I like it much better than having like, you have so many arrows or so many bombs.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Like, I was really happy that they kind of just like, oh, you got the bow and arrow, you got the bow and arrow. You don't need to go find arrows for it. You don't. It was kind of disappointing because like there's an enemy in the wintry area that shoots ice arrows at you. So I was like, oh, probably I'm gonna get like ice arrows at some point. No.
No, it was really cool though, those ice arrows. Yeah. I liked them.
But yeah, like
I didn't like them when they were being shot at me, but I liked them.
But not having to worry about like ammo in terms of like, oh, I need to make sure I have this many arrows, especially because I have a triple shot, or like, oh man, I'm running out of bombs. This is not good. Just knowing that like, okay, I can throw as many of these as I have, and just as long as I have so much like stamina or magic or whatever you want to call it, it's like I'm good. That's all you need.
It was cool. I liked it.
Except for like the final spell, you get like the lightning spell. I don't think I had enough magic to use that.
I did. It just drained real quick. So
yeah, that's what I figured.
Like I could use it like twice, and then I couldn't use it anymore. And I was like, dang it.
I just stuck with the fire one because it was like you could use it twice, and it was good for like crowd management.
It was. I stuck with a lightning for a little bit, and then I was like, nah, I'm going back to fire.
Good old fire.
Sometimes you just got to be a pyro.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like one little criticism is like the boss fights could potentially be like very long.
Yeah.
In ways that like, you know, like Link to the Past and games of that ilk aren't. So it's like constantly being like, okay, I keep hitting this thing. Am I really doing damage to this, or is like nothing really happening? Because there's quite a few I think that like there really wasn't a good like indicator of like, okay, you're progressively doing damage to it. You know, you're this far to beating it, and so on and so forth. To where it's just like, I'm just gonna keep slashing at this thing, I guess. I don't know.
They had a ton of health for no reason.
Yeah.
And it was really kind of infuriating at certain points because I'm like, I've been at this for like 10 minutes just slashing you, and you're still not dead. What the heck?
And they weren't
hard.
Yeah, hard or tough or anything. It's just like they had a lot of health.
Exactly. I feel like they could have had like half the health that they had, and it still would have been like a challenge, but like it wouldn't get to the point where I'm like, all right, what the heck? Like, am I actually hurting this guy at all?
Like, I would have thought that of, like, for the final boss. Like, that would make sense. Even though, like, that seemed to be, like, almost the easiest boss fight.
The easiest boss fight, yeah.
Because it was like, oh, this is pretty simple.
Yeah, the final boss was actually by far the easiest out of all the bosses and mini bosses.
Just getting close, use fire a couple times, slash, avoid some attacks, slash up some bats, avoid a laser, avoid some electricity, rinse, repeat, and then it's like, oh, it's over. Okay, well, I'm done.
It was a cakewalk. Whereas like the people who are familiar with Link to the Past will remember the worms in the desert temple.
Ugh.
And they had one of those guys that would like jump in and out of the sand and attack you. And like that guy took forever
really?
to kill. Yeah, he just would not die.
I just threw bombs at him. Because like you could throw bombs and catch him in the midair.
Oh, okay.
So like I tried that once. I was like, oh, okay, this is my strategy. Just chuck bombs.
Yeah, I was just slashing at him, and it just took ages to kill him. And like I wasn't taking damage. It was just he wouldn't die.
I think I tried doing the slash thing, but it was like it wouldn't hit him in midair. So I was like, well, this isn't working. So I got to find something else. And luckily, bombs were the way to go.
Yeah, and I mean like those guys did not take as much work to defeat in Link to the Past. Like you'd hit them like 3 or 4 times and they would go down.
Right.
But this guy's like, all right, well, I've been at this for a long time and you're still not dead.
It's a very tough worm. Super strong, super buff. Buff worm.
He's been eating a lot of Skinny James.
Oh. But yeah, like we said, this isn't a long game.
No, I mean
it's about like 10 hours, I would say. If that.
I think I put about 10 in, but it says 15 plus hours on the Nintendo website. I would not.
Unless you're going for 100%, maybe.
Right. Neither of us 100% at it, but.
So there's like a couple things we don't have, but because I think we both had a couple like inventory slots still open, so like there's potentially some like other stuff out there that we could have got, but we just beat the game yesterday, so we haven't necessarily gone back and went for that. But it is cool that like the game's like, hey, you know, you get credits and all this stuff, you beat the main story, but you know, you can go back in from your save and go and look for the secrets you didn't find. So it gives you like a little bit of like new game plus, technically, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is cool because, you know, most games of that ilk would just be like, okay, well, time to start over again. Or,
I mean, that's what Zelda does.
Right. Or just be like, here, we're just going to load you right in at like your last save before you beat the game.
I mean, that's what Zelda does is.
Yeah.
Here's your last save. Or like right before the final boss. They'll put you there.
But this gives you a new item, and then you just get to go and try and find other secrets. Which the new item is very, I think, useful. Because it just lets you become like an instant teleport spot.
Really?
Yeah, so like if you're out in the world somewhere and there's no teleport spot near you, you just equip that ring and you can just teleport anywhere.
That's
well, not
amazing.
anywhere, but like any of like the teleport spots that you've already unlocked. But yeah, like that's real good.
I wish I had had that in the game.
Yeah. It kind of sucks that like it's the in-game unlock, but it's a pretty good item to have.
Yeah, no kidding. That's so exciting. God, I'm mad I didn't have that.
I know. So maybe at some point we'll go back and try and find the rest of the things we didn't get, because you had like 3 scrolls left. I had like 4 that I didn't find.
Yeah, I was missing 3.
And like, I would assume that gives you something relevant,
I would
because
assume.
that's a big collectible throughout the entirety of the game.
It can't just be like a heart piece.
Right, that would be really, really anticlimactic, and just the fact that like, oh, there's a couple inventory spots open and you just don't do anything with them? That'd be weird.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there'd be more heart pieces to find, because I don't know how many it goes up to.
I'd assume it'd be like the full
Like
length
20,
of the pass. Yeah. I had, I think, 15 when I ended it.
I think I did as well, which means there's a lot more out there that I'm apparently missing, which is like,
Yeah. I don't know where they could be.
Unless it just does the Breath of the Wild thing where it just doesn't fill up the last line.
Oh, that's annoying.
And of course there's like other like magic or stamina upgrades as well that you can go find.
There was something I was going to mention. I don't remember what it was.
That's not good.
It's not. Brain fart.
You get to summon bees?
You do get to summon bees. It's like Job.
Beads? Bees. Bees? I only did that once because I was like, okay, what does it do? Oh, I have bee friends. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I only summoned the bees once.
I never took them into battle. I never took my battle bees in with me.
I didn't either. I didn't really know of an appropriate place to take my bees.
Yeah. I feel like the last dungeon, the enemies would just be like, "Why do you have bees with you? Slash, they're dead. Get out of here."
Yeah, I'd be super dead bees like immediately because they were all just like overpowered monsters in there.
Poor bees.
Oh, the bees. They tried.
Bees.
The bees. What was I going to say?
I don't know. What were you going to say? That you want to be the Sleeping King?
I do want to be the Sleeping King. I mean, the story's pretty generic, but
it's your typical fantasy type fare.
Yeah, it works.
I did like when you get like all the ingredients and like the wizard brothers like marching on the kingdom, and it's got his like orc army, and like the knights are holding it off, and like the king wakes up and just uses his power and just obliterates everyone. I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool. I'm into
that
this.
was awesome. I was like, all right, so the king is super powerful, and why didn't he? Why has this been an issue?
Because he was asleep.
I know, but like, couldn't he have gone to fight the final boss?
He was asleep. He was still tired. He was waking up still.
Okay, I was like, he just obliterated literally everything. Come on.
Also, like, I guess like after he's like, I don't know, here's this power that's been in like the royal kingdom family line for generations. You get to have it, sure, cool.
There's also a plot point that I noticed that was never brought up for any reason.
Right.
Except for the very beginning, and it really annoyed me. Like, I kept thinking it would be brought up and kept thinking it'd be brought up and kept thinking it'd be brought up, and it never was. But there's like a journal in your house in the very beginning that's talking about like how you were being raised and like how they never wanted you to become a knight. And so they're like, keep Lily from being a Knight of the Rose. And it's like, why would they want her to keep from being but then like the entire story, they're like, yeah, you're the knight, you can do this, there's no negatives about this at all.
I mean, the only negative is like, they're like, who's this recruit? Who's this newbie?
Yeah, but like, it makes it seem like there was some detrimental reason why she shouldn't have become a knight.
Yeah,
and there really wasn't. Like, it didn't make sense why that was there.
Throwaway text.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I kept reading all the books in there hoping that something would come up, but
all the other books were just like random, like just they would tie to whoever like house you were in or something like that.
Yeah, like, I am studying brains. Like, okay, cool.
Here's how to make butterfly cupcakes.
Oh, they were nasty. She had gross stuff in there. Don't eat her cupcakes.
Even though she's got a candy house.
She does have a candy house. Don't trust her cupcakes.
No.
She puts dirt in them.
Also, they're butterfly cupcakes.
Yeah, that too.
Keyword in there is the name.
Also, I never figured out why souls were soda cans.
Yeah. Everything else made sense. It was like mushrooms, okay. Honeycombs, okay. Brains, okay. Skulls, okay. Spirit soda cans? What?
It's like, I need souls. I'm like, what does souls look like? And then I realized they were the soda cans. I'm like,
It's like, what?
okay. Sure.
Crack open a nice ice cold spirit.
Yeah, maybe they're just soda cans full of like booze, and she means spirits and like
Maybe those ghosts are just all drunk.
getting drunk.
There was also the weird ending thing.
Yeah, that didn't really stick for me.
Where like the grandpa finishes telling his story and falls asleep, the kids go away, and then the boy comes back and like the shield just like glistens.
Yeah.
And it's like he's like, all right, whatever.
And it's not the shield that you have throughout the game.
No.
You've never seen this shield before except
No.
for in these cutscenes. And like, I think they're trying to indicate that it was a true story, but like, it's none of the characters involved. Like, it's not Grandpa. Grandpa is not Lily.
Lily's not Lily.
Lily's not Lily. Chris is not Lily. That shield is not Lily's.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a weird ending.
Yeah. I felt like it would have been better without that.
I agree.
To be quite honest.
Like, I'd rather it just end with like, all right, everybody saved, yay, than like, but what if it was a true story?
Wink.
With like the shield that didn't make any sense. Like, I'd get it if it was actually Lily's shield, but it was like a random shield that we've never seen at all.
Because her shield in the game is blue, and this one's like red.
It's blue. Yeah.
I
I shrug shoulders.
Shrug shoulders for that one. I think actually there's a good question to come out of this.
All right.
You know, as people who've played Link to the Past, we understand like what it's going for thematically and just like its inspirations and where it's taking from, and you know, understand that we can like this game even though it's pretty much very, 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 very similar to this
Heavily
other game.
inspired by.
Yes. How do you think people coming to this for the first time without, like, you know, perhaps knowledge of Link to the Past, which that sounds kind of crazy, but that's potentially true, or have not played it but know exactly what Link to the Past is, do you think they would enjoy this game? Or would a lot of, like, the charm and nostalgia and just, like, the Link to the Past hooks, like, just not necessarily get to them?
I mean, I think you are a better example of this than I would be.
Hello.
Because I've been with Link to the Past since it came out, and
True.
you just came to it last year, so you don't have as much of that like nostalgia hit from it.
I mean, last year wasn't my first experience with Link to the Past.
It was the first time you beat it.
It was the first time I beat it, but like I played that game, you know, like 10 years ago, so
Okay.
I had some experience with it, but like not necessarily the experience that you have with it. And like I said, I hadn't beat it until last year.
I mean, honestly, if somebody said like, should I play this or Link to the Past, I'd say Link to the Past, but I think it could be enjoyable. I don't know. I think if you gave it to like a 10-year-old today, they'd be kind of bored by it.
I mean, it's short enough to where like I think they could get some enjoyment out of it, but
That's true.
I think part of the charm is like, hey, if you've played Link to the Past, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you know what we're going for here. Here's something similar.
Mean, like you said, their Twitter bio is basically like, we make games updated from our childhood.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
So like,
they're heavily inspired by like games they liked as kids.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, it's a hard question to answer because neither of us really fit into that camp, but I mean, I think that it would be fun for people. I just don't know that it would be like, I don't know, it's like giving somebody an RC Cola instead of giving them a Coke.
What if they like RC Cola?
Nobody likes RC Cola. Nobody.
We're going to get so much RC Cola hate mail now.
It's It's terrible.
But I think I can understand what you're getting at. It's like, if they've never played Link to the Past, like they should, it would make more sense for them to go play that instead of this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if like you're saying like, hey, I got a Switch and I want to play a kind of open world adventure game, go buy Breath of the Wild. When you're done with that, though, like, hey, maybe you would enjoy this as well, potentially.
Yeah, I could buy that.
Or hey, Link to the Past isn't on the Switch. We got this game. It's similar, very similar. I think it would be enjoyable, or at least I think people could find like ways to like it. I just don't think people would like it in the same ways that like we would like it. Like I don't think they would get the full enjoyment out of it. Is the thing.
I agree with you on that. They wouldn't have like the nostalgia beats. They wouldn't get like, oh, those are the Pegasus boots. They wouldn't get that kind of like the references essentially.
Which is like the double-edged sword to going into this, like into full nostalgia for games like this. It was like, you're going to get sales from people who are like, oh, I like this game, and you're doing pretty much the same thing as that. Okay, sure. I will buy into that.
Me?
Yes, exactly. So you'll have an audience from that, but, finding a new audience for your game that is heavily inspired by this other thing and that they potentially may not have played or know about, like that's a much harder sell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot harder.
You live and die with the nostalgia sword. Though at the same time, I think like this is a good proof of concept for like, hey, if these people wanted to go off and make like, necessarily their own original thing that's not necessarily heavily influenced by X game.
I think they could do it.
They could easily do it. Like this is a great like just like, hey, we made this thing, it's very inspired by this other thing, but we can do mechanics, we can do our own original story in terms of that same style. Like they could easily, I think, pull off something that's their own thing, and be pretty successful with it. So
yeah, I think so.
So that's a cool thing to have, like open in the future. Like, hey, hopefully these guys and gals do something that's something, maybe they'll do something else that's influenced by another game from their childhood or our childhood, because there's probably overlaps. Considering their Twitter bio basically does say that. But also, like, hey, if they do something original, like I would be interested to see what that is.
I would too.
So there you go.
Blossom.
This game's gonna blossom into something new.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You can steal that for a tagline. I'll let you have it. Just credit me.
Oh my god.
So anyways, if you are interested in this video game, I believe it's $15.
Yep, $14.99
on Steam, and it's exclusive to the Switch. So those are the only two places you can find it. Kind of a bummer that it came out so late in the year, though. Like, it basically disqualifies itself from like any sort of like year-end wrap-up of like, oh hey, here's some games from 2017 that you should play. When that's the zeitgeist of talking about that. But it kind of does like kind of push itself into like, hey, here's a game you could play in the new year, something you may have missed, with everything going on around when this game came out, like around the holidays. And it's like we said, it's not something that's going to be super long, so like you could play it in spurts or just marathon through it, and I think you'll have like an enjoyable time. It's just the enjoyment you'll get out of it is predicated on the amount of nostalgia you have for like Link to the Past or those types of Zelda games in general. Because like if you don't like Link to the Past, like I don't think you're gonna like this.
No.
But if you have that nostalgia, hey, this is a thing that you should probably check out. If you haven't, like, maybe play Link to the Past first or pick this up. That's your prerogative, not mine.
Correct.
Correctamundo. Well, alrighty. Do you want to say anything else before we close the book on this story? Hey!
Oh my god. Jared, you are full of them today. I got nothing.
That's what waking up at 6:30 in the morning does to you.
Jesus. 6:30 shouldn't exist.
No.
Yeah, I got nothing new.
Off like 3 hours of sleep.
We've said like everything that I really wanted to say, except for the thing that I forgot that I was going to say, but I don't know what that was. So.
We're going to stop recording, and you're going to be like, I know what I was going to say.
Yep, and then I'll probably put it on Twitter, because I did that last time. Last time I was like, oh, crap, I forgot to say this on the podcast. So I'm going to say it on Twitter.
It's true. It's very true. Well, alrighty. If you would like more from us, go to seasonalamecheckup.com or sac.cool for past episodes of this very podcast, and you can find other podcasts as well, like the Seasonal Anime Checkup, which has a new episode covering the fall 2017 season and previewing the winter 2018 season, and Jared and Al watch Sailor Moon Crystal, where we watch Sailor Moon Crystal.
Yep.
Where we're like midway through season 2 right now. Thumbs up.
Yay!
You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. Like if you want to read about the best games of 2017, that's up there in podcast and text form. Whichever choice. We bring choices to you. That's what we do. You can find more from Al at AnneLadyem.com, where she has columns and reviews on her site as well, like her 2017 best games.
I have 7 of them.
There's the 7 best games of the year. You'll find no better 7 games than that list. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/Anime Checkup, where you find all of our greatest tweets ever. The number 1 source for great tweets on Twitter. According to this very specific metric. You can also support this podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/SACOVA. If you would like to support us doing this great, fantastic number 1 podcast in the world, you know, give us $1. We'll be like, hey, you're real cool. Thumbs up.
Yeah. It's true. I'll do like my snap finger guns at you.
And you get little perks as well. Like you'll get this episode and all episodes going, full on in the backlog as well. When we started the Patreon, all uncensored, unedited, so you'll get curses and then long extended pauses where I have to edit those out.
Mm-hmm. And you can help us with suggestions on topics.
It's true.
It's Nito Fritos,
not an official sponsor of the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA.
Yeah, because they're gross.
Next week, we're going to celebrate good times. Come on. It'll be the day after my birthday.
Yay!
Yay!
My birthday this week, your birthday next week.
Yay!
Yay!
We're going to talk about an anime/manga.
C.
No, it's not called C.
I know it's not called C. I was saying C as in yes.
We. Hi. We're going to talk about one of my...
Day.
I don't know what that is.
I know.
You're just mentioning members of BAP at this point.
No.
We're gonna talk about like one of my biggest surprises and also best animes of 2016. We're gonna talk about Real Life.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Which Al just recently got through.
I did. The dub.
So we'll talk about that and the manga as well. All sorts of fun stuff there. So look forward to that. Check it out. And don't wake up at 6:30 in the morning because that's just bad. It's bad news.
Yeah, don't do that. It's bad for you.